morality speaks to what is right or wrong, good or bad, or what is proper or improper to do. But how do we decide what is right and what is wrong? A long time ago, our understanding of ethics and morality was based on the ideas of rationality and harm. This is not surprising considering that the harm basis of morality was built into ethics by Enlightenment thinkers. Enlightenment thinkers enjoy defining questions as problems of logic. With ethics, they made no exceptions. According to this rational tradition, we think before we feel. That is, we decide whether something is good or bad by simulating a scenario in our minds and then concluding that something is morally wrong or right based on the outcome of this mental simulation. If the simulation predicts harm, then we logically conclude that the course of action that leads to this harm is morally incorrect. Combining logic and harm provides a line of moral reasoning that we can use to judge a large number of scenarios. The most obvious of these are situations of clear aggression, such as a parent beating a child. But this logic can also be extended to other forms of physical and psychological harm. Consider the moral case against eating feces. It can be explained as correctly deducing that feces will make us sick. Based on this theory, we conclude that eating feces is morally wrong because we can deduce that it causes harm. But the problem with this theory is that it did not survive empirical scrutiny. During the last several decades, our understanding of moral reasoning has literally been flipped over by important advances in moral psychology. These advances showed, first, that emotions and spontaneous judgment precede narrative thought, and then that moral psychology involves multiple dimensions, not just harm. Demonstrating that emotions and automatic associations dominate our moral judgments was not easy. The experiments that helped flip the field are known as implicit association tests. In an implicit association test, a subject is asked to press keys in response to various stimuli. The trials in an implicit association test are separated into congruent and incongruent trials. Congruent trials involve concepts with the same emotional valence. For instance, if a subject thinks positively about themselves and about rainbows, using the same key in response to the words me and rainbow would be considered a congruent trial. In an incongruent trial, words with opposite emotional valences are assigned to the same key. In an implicit association test, subjects complete multiple congruent and incongruent trials. This allows psychologists to measure small differences in the timing and error rate of a subject's responses. If a person thinks of themselves positively, which is usually the case, they will press the corresponding key more quickly in a congruent trial. If a person slows down because of a mismatch, we know that they must be rationally overriding a more automatic or emotional response. Implicit association tests are used to measure implicit biases across a variety of dimensions, from gender to ethnicity. But for us, what is important is that they indicate that human morality comes from intuition. When it comes to moral choices, the mind appears to be a lawyer hired by our gut to justify the whims of our heart. Today, anyone can take an implicit association test to verify this fact of human psychology. If you're interested in taking one, just search for implicit association test on the internet.